A lot of people know NORAD for your Santa tracking capabilities, and now it's been 70 years that you guys have been doing this. Why is this tradition meant so much over the decades?
I think it's a great way for the North American Aerospace Defense Command, a binational command of Canadians and Americans defending our continent, to connect with the people who live in North America and around the world, and to sort of highlight one of our roles, which is aerospace control and aerospace warning, and to track Santa every time he flies through airspace on the 24th of December.
Yeah, and I'm sure that your tracking capabilities have changed so much since 1955. Can you kind of talk about that a little bit and how technology has evolved to what it is today?
Well, I think we all know how fast things have moved in the last 70 years. We use radars, we use satellites, and we use our fighter aircraft, both in Canada and the United States, to intercept Santa and tip our wings to him as he comes through airspace and make sure he has a safe journey as he goes to deliver his presents to the kids around the world.
Yeah, and for anyone like new to this tradition, I guess, what should they kind of know about it? You kind of talked a little bit about, what the capabilities that you guys do. Maybe talk more about the technology that you guys use on a daily basis and how that works in this time period.
Yeah, so we look for unwanted or unauthorized aircraft that would enter North American airspace, and we certainly can see Santa. Rudolph's nose kind of sets off an infrared signature that we can track with our satellites, and we use those satellites to track him as he moves through airspace.
And what's the first place you guys usually track Santa on Christmas Eve?
Well, so for the Canadian NORAD region, our region goes right up to 83 degrees north at the very northern point of North American landmass. So we usually see him as he leaves the North Pole coming southbound over top of Ellesmere Island.
And how fast does Santa travel? I think a lot of people wonder, like, how can he make all of these stops in one night? How is that possible?
I don't think that's a secret I can reveal. We certainly do see him as he stops and slows down for our satellites to see him.
Is there anything that kids can do to make sure Santa stops at their house?
Yeah, I think there's a big thing they can do, and that is about uh, listening to their parents and going to bed by 9 o'clock to make sure that he shows up on time. If he gets to your house and you're still awake, he's gonna have to come back later. So it's all about getting to bed at 9 o'clock at night, and so mom and dad can get the house put down so that Santa can show up and do the magic.
Do you guys ever detect any other little Santa helpers, maybe like elves and things like that, when you guys are tracking him?
It sort of shows up as a single track of a sled with reindeer. So no, we don't see anything else except for him and his team.
And NORAD actually does other things too on Christmas night. They're available for people to actually call in. Can you talk a little bit more about how families can get involved in that?
Yeah, you can absolutely call into noradtracksanta.org and you can go online. We get a lot of visits. We get about 380,000 calls last year and almost 32 million visits. So I would really encourage folks to go to the website and log in, and you can track him live throughout the night.
And this isn't just for people, maybe who speak English too, right? You guys have people available for all different languages as well.
We do. Yeah, it's all translated, so you'll be able to access pretty much any language you can think of to be able to track Santa.
And I know we briefly mentioned this, but your Nora does so much more throughout the year. Can you kind of talk more a little bit about that and how this technology is used on like a daily basis?
Absolutely. Yeah, we monitor North American airspace, and we detect, deter, and defend against air and maritime threats to North America. We also escort Santa on the 24th of December. But we work closely with the U.S. and Canadian military. I'm in the Canadian military. We have a binational partnership, Canada and the U.S., to defend our skies and the maritime approaches to the continent. And we work with the Homeland Defense, security, and law enforcement partners to make sure that North Americans are safe.
So for families that want to track Santa on Christmas Eve, where should they go and how can they watch Santa, travel around the world?
So I would send them to noradtrackssanta.org as the website to click onto, and there'll be all the instructions will be there for families to connect. And we're just honored to continue this 70-year tradition and wish everyone a safe and joyful holiday season.
Thank you. Anything else you'd like to add about, you know, tracking Santa or anything else that NORAD does?
No, we're just super proud to connect with North Americans and talk about our mission set.
Thank you so much for your time. I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Yeah, you as well. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.